Alright, hello everybody, Silver here. We're back. We did... It is in the loading menu, the intro menu. I don't have anything necessarily to talk about. Aside from the fact that, again, I want to preface, I've got a very slight, like, uh, I've got a very slight fix for my heating issue. I have described it before. I'm using ice in glass bottles. The bottles are squared off, so I can place them under my laptop, where the cooling fans are. I can place my laptop on top. There is also a fan underneath that is blowing up. It is a very low power fan, but it manages pretty well, even by itself. It's not great, but it manages. It's an improvised cooling dock, is what I call it. It's not... It's really just an old PC power supply that I stripped down and rigged the fan to work. Normally, it would be pulling air down, but since there's hot air, that doesn't necessarily work. I need a way to figure out how to, like, liquid cool my entire laptop, honestly. Like, keep all of the components, like, cool. While retaining everything that makes it kind of like a laptop. I need to figure out a way to do that. If I could, uh, it would be quite fortunate, and my laptop would work a lot fucking better. I'd have to have some kind of cooling chamber with a kind of liquid that can get extremely cold, but not necessarily freeze, so it can go through either copper or aluminum lines. Uh, there's a lot. Sorry, you're hearing a lot of like technical bullshit from me right now. So, I suppose I should say, well, I like, I'm not necessarily dumb. I should say that. I'm not really like dumb. I'm quite smart, even if I don't act like it. My problem is I don't have many things that are viable applications for, like, some of the technical knowledge I have. It's very hard to find viable applications for technical knowledge that aren't just like, you know, rudimentary problem solving. It'd be hard to build. Thinking about it, it would be pretty hard to build like a liquid cooling setup for my laptop, I think. Even just making it an open air laptop, like without the laptop bottom, like the case. Even doing something like that would be pretty hard, because the case is kind of shot. I'll tell you that the case is pretty shot. The the keyboard doesn't really work that well. So, like, that's useless. I have an external keyboard. What I would need to do is expand out how many USB ports I have, because all of them are taken up currently. If I could, I would get another monitor, a new monitor, that isn't quite as, like, scuffed as the one my laptop has, as well. My laptop monitor is pretty scuffed. There's, like, I know there's at least one dead pixel, and it's been there for a long time. It's either a dead pixel or the actual outer screen got cut, and there's no way to display what's behind it. It just looks like a white dot. Again, there's ways I could go about actually, like, quote-unquote upgrading this PC. This laptop. I've got all of these. Okay. I've just got to figure out my problems, you know? All I have to do is figure out what the problem is and what my what means I have to fix it. Literally. That's all I have to do. And honestly, making a liquid cooling apparatus and making it an open air PC would help a lot. Because if it's enclosed in like this plastic like it is, it's going to get hotter. There's no ambient air to be able to actually like get into it quite as easily. It also would likely need some better... It hasn't been serviced in like fucking 11, 12 years in terms of like, you know, new thermal paste or anything like that for anything. So, it would need something like that for one. It would probably need an upgrade in fan size, so long as it fits the board specs. It would genuinely need a lot to improve. Like, actually. It would take a lot to improve my laptop. However, it's not impossible. It really isn't. It would just take a lot of problem solving and know-how. It's one of the things that I take as like a quote-unquote project. It becomes like a personal project at that point. The only problem is if I were to make an Air PC is that comes with the possibility, like an open air laptop, that comes with the possibility that the actual board and everything gets dirty, which would it would not be good whatsoever. The actual board were to get dirty.
Switching to Dell 100 links. Dial 2 for a chat. Spot an ethereal. Shout for help.
It's crunch time! You gotta dig deeper!
Okay. That feels pretty alright. See, my thing is, like, the only reason I'm using glass bottles filled with ice right now is because that's what I have on hand to be able to, like, minimize the problem. And the ice melts quite quickly because, again, my laptop gets scalding hot. Like, very, very hot. Hot enough that it's, like, hard to touch. You know? And if I can fix the issues with it, it would make it so I could play things, like, for a lot longer
Smart choice.
and stuff like that.
Prep 2493.
It would make it a lot easier to, like, do longer things as well as actually, like, be able to record or stream things that I wouldn't normally be able to.
Exploring the outside. Thank you. What kind of
Just
work
because
are
right
you
now,
into
the
this
issue
one?
is cooling and heating. It's very, very much a problem. Honestly. It's a very big problem for my PC. The cooling and heating. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'd only need to do this 6 times. We'll go burnout mode, so I can reduce that to 3 times. I'm glad she's on burnout mode, actually. Makes it a lot easier, so I don't have to, like, go through multiple different bullshit. But, no, I think there would be ways I could actually, you know, at least improve my PC, like, make it a bit better. But that's, again, something that's, like, hard to, like, genuinely say. It would be possible, but there's no telling how long that would really work, because, again, I can't play certain games just because my PC is still bad. That's why I want an upgrade, so I can, like, not have to worry about these problems and fix them. It's just hard to upgrade. There's, like, one that's, again, one I'm looking at is, like, 4K. That could play pretty much whatever I wanted and stream or make videos at the same time. Two more. That's literally the only reason, like, getting a new laptop is on my top priority. That's why my coffee has that as the goal. Oh, excuse me. Like, the first goal is new laptop. But it's very hard for me to earn that kind of money. Just in general. I've explained that.
Here's the wreath, don't worry.
Why are they not appearing? There we go. It took a while for them to appear.
Extra fun this.
Don't blink!
Leave it to the chief.
What are you looking at?
There we go. Just one more. But honestly, like, in theory, I could work with this laptop. I really could. It would just take a lot to get it to work better and properly. And since it is so old, it would be like a lot harder for me to keep it in a good running order. And that's my problem, is keeping it in running order. Okay, that's done. Thank God for burnout mode. I think burnout mode changes every time there's like a new agent summon, right? Which character is in the burnout mode? I think it changes because of that. Looks like it. I don't think there's anything new here. No. Okay. Let's go do the event. It's just taking a picture of Remiel. That's what the events are. Taking pictures of Remiel. we're helping Remiel take pictures for her OnlyFans. That's what it is. I know there's so many people who love Remiel that are gonna be mad about that, but like, fuck you. Remiel is the Alicia. We all know it. She's a 2D character. She's not gonna fuck you, bro. Or sorry, a 3D character in a fictional setting. That bitch is pixels on a screen.
I feel like it still hasn't sunk in that you're a wanted criminal here.
Huh? What do you mean? I've been really careful lately, trying my best to avoid airspace patrol.
Last I checked,
I think we're going to Virium
jurisdiction over the
in the
port
next
outpost.
arc, the 3.2. I feel like we are.
Have you ever heard the saying, the darkest place is under the candlestick? Maybe they're just not paying attention to this place at...
taking a picture of Romeo. It's just so funny that we're just taking pictures of her uh, for somebody under Sigrid, while Sigrid knows, like, hey, we're not gonna catch Romeo. Romeo's a good girl. Okay, so there's two more. Alright, do we have... Let me check here real quick. And then we'll see if we have enough for another spawn on the, I know I should be saving for Roxy if I'm not actually going to pull Sigrid, but I don't have enough. I just don't. That's a shame. I almost have enough for another. I still want to do 6 pulls of this, just so I can, because it's not going to hurt anything at this point. It's not really going to hurt anything. I'm also so close to the S rank on this. I think I have all of the standard banner S ranks, so it would just be getting Mindscapes at that point from standard banner. Oh, and S rank Wingens, I forgot. That's also a possibility. I barely have any S rank Wingens, aside from like the SIGs of very specific characters.
Smart choice.
You can tell I'm running off of fucking scraps on my account. But that'll be the end of today's video. So, if you enjoyed the video and you want to support me in ways that aren't just watching the video, I do have 2 ways down below in the description that you can go about doing that. The first way is Honeygain. I'm a user of Honeygain. I'm not sponsored by Honeygain. And every user gets a personal referral code. So, if you wanted to, that would be a good way. They did update their site recently. There's a small downtime where you were still earning, you just couldn't log, like, you couldn't go in and do the quote-unquote daily jackpot thing, and you get like a couple cents. Really, that's what it is. You just can get a couple cents just for like going onto the site and logging in. But that's all that prevented. That's what happened yesterday, was they were updating the website. They were doing maintenance, is what it said. As far as the other link, that's my coffee page. It is just for donations. There's nothing else on it. I don't even like post on coffee. It is just for donations if you feel so inclined. Now, if you've watched for 24 minutes, you were just sitting here listening to me ramble on about the different things about, oh, I should make, a liquid cooling system, or, all of that bullshit. If you were listening to all of that, just sitting here listening, watching me play this game for 24 and a half minutes, I genuinely wanted to say thank you, because, well, most people don't consider that a long amount of time. Your time is still finite. So the fact that you gave me any time at all is honestly a blessing. And not in a way that it's like a religious thing. It's much more of just thank you, genuinely, for considering me worth your time. That's all I can say. Is I'm glad that you considered me worth any amount of your time. And if you skipped the rest all the way to this end portion, or you just have already tuned out, I also wanted you to know thank you for watching. And I'll catch you all in the next one.